The other day I smoked 2 chuck roasts out on the Weber Kettle. One of them I used for sliced barbecue beef sandwiches. The other one I'm using today to make smoked chuck roast chili Colorado. So here are the pieces of my second chuck roast. It kind of separated on itself during the preparation and the smoking. No problem, we're gonna be chopping it up so that we can make chili Colorado with it. I'm just gonna start breaking this down into small pieces. Chuck roast we used for the sliced beef sandwiches was amazing. If you've never had chili Colorado before, it's basically a red chili. I'm not doing it with beans today. In fact, this is my easy recipe. We're using a lot of pre-made ingredients like an enchilada sauce and a jar of salsa. You can make this from scratch, but let me tell you, you can get a great result using these ingredients. All right, I'm gonna finish breaking this down and then I'll meet you out at the Weber Kettle with the cast iron Dutch oven all heated up. All right, I have my Lodge cast iron Dutch oven in the Weber Kettle. Charcoal around it and charcoal ready on the side to add if we need to. Let's go ahead and start making this chili Colorado. Get the lid off here. I'm gonna add a couple tablespoons of olive oil here. All right, this is 1 medium onion that's been chopped. This is a yellow bell pepper. I know you're saying chili Colorado is red. Why are you adding something yellow? So I like yellow things. This is 1 Anaheim chili chopped up. 1 Pasilla chili chopped up. This is a couple heaping teaspoons of minced garlic. Stir this up. We'll let that sweat for a couple minutes. All right, we're gonna add our spices now. It's a teaspoon of cumin we're adding, a teaspoon each of salt and pepper. This is half a teaspoon of chili powder and half a teaspoon of cayenne. Mix this in here. All right, and then we're gonna add our chopped up chuck roast. We're gonna let this warm up for a minute. All right, I'm gonna add 2 cans of red enchilada sauce. One is a 28-ounce can and one is a 19-ounce can. I'm also adding a 16-ounce jar of a roasted red chili garlic salsa. You can choose any kind of salsa you want, as long as it's red. Gonna mix this up. We're gonna let this start to simmer, then we'll put the lid on for a while. Nice hot coals under here. Love cooking with cast iron. This is my ready pile over to the side. Just keep feeding those in as we need to maintain the heat. Okay, we're just starting to simmer. I'm gonna go ahead and get the lid on here now. And we'll check that in about 15 minutes. All right, time to check this. Looking good. I think I'm gonna add about a half a cup of unsalted vegetable stock here because I want this to cook longer and I don't want it to thicken too quickly. So this is a half a cup of unsalted vegetable stock. And I'm actually going to pull a few coals out from underneath to slow the simmer down. I'm going to put the lid back on, let it keep cooking. We'll check it again in about 15 minutes. All right, let's give it a look again. Looking good. I'm gonna give this a taste real quick, see how we're doing. Piece of the chuck roast out of here. That's tasting pretty good. I think it still needs probably another 15 minutes. So I'm gonna leave it uncovered right now and just let it simmer slowly like this. I'll bring you back in about 15 minutes. All right, our simmer has slowed way down as those coals have burnt down, but that's perfect because I think we're getting close to being done here. It's looking really good. Really nice, rich color. I'm gonna go ahead and give it another taste. Mainly I'm concerned with the meat right now. Has it tenderized and come back to life? Let's see. All right, this smoked chuck roast chili Colorado is done. I'm gonna get the lid back on and get it inside so we can get it in a bowl and have a taste. All right, here is the finished product. Smoked chuck roast chili Colorado, my easy version. Now you could make this totally from scratch. I like to use a little bit of a shortcut sometimes, and using that red enchilada sauce and jarred salsa, things like that, really speeds up the process. This took under an hour in the cast iron pan. Really, the cooking time was closer to about 45 minutes. So as long as your chuck roast is already pre-cooked, it's not going to take hours and hours of simmering to make it tender. Now I just want to top this with some chopped scallions for a little bit of color and taste. And now, it's time to taste. All right, here we go. First bite of smoked chuck roast chili Colorado. Let's see how we did. That's really good. Oh, wow. The flavor that developed in that sauce in the short time is actually pretty amazing. I know you're going into it with, enchilada sauces and salsas that are already heavily flavored. Giving it that time in the cast iron, less than an hour with that chuck roast that was smoked yesterday, just brought some of that smoked flavor into the sauce. Wow. Plus, I gotta say, there's something about just the rich, dark color of this. I love chili verde, and I recently did a turkey chili verde, but this dark red color of the chili sauce with this is really amazing. Just enough heat from those spices and the pasilla and the Anaheim chili. If you wanted to spice this up, you could totally do that. Add some jalapeno, add more chili powder, add a hotter chili powder. But this is sort of a mid-level heat, kind of like what I like. It's a little too spicy for some people in my family, but it's just in that middle range for most people. Now, if you're starting with a pre-cooked or pre-smoked chuck roast, it is important to give it that time to come back to life and to tenderize a little bit more. When I took it off the kettle yesterday after it's smoked, we smoked it to about 190 degrees, which was good for slicing. It actually got to about 195. But for chili and things like that, you want it to be a little more fall apart tender. So giving it that time in the sauce, in the chili sauce, to come to life again and become tender is really important. So if you're ever smoking a chuck roast, why not smoke two and save one and use it for your version of chili Colorado, chili verde, anything? No one is going to turn this down.